Welcome to the Bendendo Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Sheryl Swoopes, back in the news, getting pushback from fans, calling out Lexie Hall, Sophie Cunningham, calling out Stephanie White. Oh, I don't know about coaching decisions, blah, 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 blah. Sheryl Swoopes, what do you have to say for yourself? Let's hear you.
I know. But I did have a question though with Indiana, right? Because even though the starters weren't in, like Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hall they've been in the league for a while. You actually had players who, like Bree Hall. Why wasn't she in that game per se? If you're still trying to figure out who's going to make the team, who you're going to cut. So I was a little confused with what Steph was doing, but anyway, it is what it is.
You were a little confused with what Stephanie White was doing. Let me tell you what Stephanie White was doing. Let's think back to game one. Team came out flat. Team came out discombobulated. Team came out slow. Team came out lethargic. Team was down 15 points. You see that? Team came out slow. Team came out flat. Team came out discombobulated. Team couldn't do anything on offense or defense. Team was down 15 points. Stephanie White says, we need to do something here. Insert Lexie Hall and Sophie Cunningham. Team doesn't look flat anymore. Team doesn't look slow anymore. Team doesn't look discombobulated anymore. Team suddenly starts playing defense at a higher rate, more aggressive level. Team suddenly starts attacking the basket and sharing the ball more. Team is no longer down 15 points. You see how easy that was, Sheryl Swoopes? Stephanie White, I'm sure, had expectations how that game was going to play out. The fact that the starting lineup and the first quarter played out how it played out, I don't want to speak for Stephanie White. We were a quarter behind of scheduling heading into the second half when it came to, man, I want to pull my starters here. I want to give my bench some time here. I want to see what Bree Hall and Jillian Lane looks like over here. But unfortunately, she wasn't able to do that. So unfortunately, Bree Hall and Jillian Lane weren't able to play. Do you know who was able to play? Michaela Timpson was able to play. Jaylen Brown was able to play. Yvonne Ejim was able to play. 3 players, 2 of which were rookies, another of which was brought in, second or third year player, I believe, in Jaylen Brown. And they got brought in the fourth quarter when it was winning time, and Stephanie White trusts them and wanted to see what they were made of. Can you keep us in this in the fourth quarter? Sweet. Can you win us the game in overtime? Even better. Check box, check box. Unfortunately, again, Bree Hall and Jillian Lane couldn't make it in that game. That's why they couldn't play in that game. That's why Lexie Hall and Sophie Cunningham played as many minutes as they did. Not only because the team came out slow, but Stephanie White, as she's evaluating, okay, let's put these other 3 around Lexie Hall and Sophie Cunningham. Let's put Bonner, Howard, and Boston around Lexie Hall and Sophie Cunningham. Let's put Jaylen Brown, Michaela Timpson, and Aaliyah Boston around Sophie Cunningham and Jaylen Brown. Let's put Sydney Colson, Natasha Howard, and DeWanna Bonner around Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hall. Were those the exact lineups? I'm not sure. You guys get the point. Now Stephanie White's getting ideas, watching all of this unfold in front of her. Let's do this. Let's see how that looks. Let's do this. Let's see how that looks. Let's do this. Let's see how that looks. Our next game is Brazil. We're not going to get real WNBA competition for another week and a half. Let's use this opportunity while we can. Sheryl Swoopes, there you go. There you go. But let's just look at game number 2 while we're at it. Let's just look at game number 2. The plan played out how Stephanie White expected it to. Team came out, high energy, playing defense, ready to go, built a lead. Halftime, third quarter, it's over with. Then she was able to do what? Sophie Cunningham, we don't need you. Lexie Hall, we don't need you. Michaela Timpson, get in there. Brianna Turner, get in there. Jaylen Brown, get in there. Bree Hall, get in there. Yvonne Ejim, get in there. Jillian Lane, get in there. All the rookies played 10 minutes or more, damn near. Sydney Colson played more minutes than Bree Hall. in game number 2. Why aren't we frustrated about that? Sheryl Swoopes did use experience as a point, did she not? Sydney Colson came in this league at 2011. She significantly has more experience than Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull. Why aren't we complaining about that? And there it is. But back to game 1, why aren't we throwing up pitchforks for Jillian Elaine? That's a question I have as well. Why aren't we? I don't really care about that type of tribalism on that side. Sheryl Swoopes getting absolutely destroyed in the comment section. Seems that she finds herself here quite often. Of course, you can't make it one comment. Of course, she wanted those two to sit on the bench. Those two. It's like nobody else played, huh? I don't know. It's because they're white, LOL. That's the rest of this. Damn. Sheryl Swoopes, Sheryl Swoopes doesn't really have the best record when it comes to white female basketball players. I remember coming upon this story. Oops, I slipped and fell. My bad. Did I press that button? My fault. When Sheryl Swoopes got fired for mistreating her white players when she was the head coach at Chicago Loyola. Again, people are going to do what they do, but when you're a 40-year-old woman and you're abusing your power like this, sorry, not really. Oopsie, my bad. Slow of the week. Shout out to CJ over there at W360. This is a potential candidate for slow of the week. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section below. Should this be W360's slow of the week? Is Sheryl Swoopes back in the mix? Is she about to hit her second prime when it comes to this slow of the week competition? Why are we preoccupied with two habitual liars who clearly have an agenda? I like that, two habitual liars. My question is looking at these two, and I'm not exactly sure who the other woman is, but now I just have a question. Who does Sheryl Swoopes know that has Rookie of the Year MVP voting? Who does Sheryl Swoopes know that has Rookie of the Year MVP voting? And how many of those people aren't real journalists or reporters? They're just now credentialed superfans. And how many of these people love and admire Sheryl Swoopes so much they're willing to do... I'm starting to just... What do they say? Just asking questions? I'm just asking questions. That's it. That is it. We're just asking questions. Sipping hot coffee while reading the opening sentence didn't go well for me. Yeah. So Sheryl Swoopes looking like the back of a camel's behind. Good gracious. Sheryl Swoopes. There it is. Swoopes. There it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. We'll see you next time, and as always, take it easy.